biggest challenge of hard rock is that it's not just one challenge. You can say there's 33,000 feet of climbing and 33,000 feet of descent. There's 100 miles, but throw in all of it at high altitude and it's always a challenge.
One of North America's oldest, most iconic, hardest 100-mile races.
When you look at mountain running anywhere in the world, it's as hard as it gets.
It's definitely probably the toughest race that he has done and the toughest race that's out there.
The trail surfaces are difficult, the climbs are big, the descents are big, it's unrelenting.
Some people are waiting, 12, 15, maybe even 20 years to even have the chance to turn up at the start line. So it's a really big deal for people that have this race as a goal.
It was so sketchy.
You will think, this is so dang hard. You just get the sense of how incredible it is to cross that finish line.
Awesome. Wow, what a spot. There's no race like this, man. This is the one.
It's very special.
Yeah, this is the one. Hey, my name is Gabe Joyes, and I'm from Lander, Wyoming. I have had a hard rock qualifier every year for the last 13 years. I can't remember exactly when it was, but at some point I had learned that there was these ultra marathons out there and 100-mile races in the mountains, and I thought that sounded kind of cool. So I probably went into Google or Bing or whatever it was at the time and typed in like 100-mile mountain race. And the first hit was Hard Rock 100. I clicked at the website, scrolled through it, and I was in love. I was hooked. I was like, this looks amazing.
My name is Luke Nelson from Pocatello, Idaho. The fact that people are willing to give a decade of time to get an opportunity to be at this race, I think shows how unique and special it is in the running community. And for Gabe, it's definitely been something on his top priority of races that he knows he can do well at.
The question is, which way do we run? Your time will come, Old Rock. So I was kind of dismayed that I couldn't just go do this thing, but it started this multi-year journey for me of trying to prepare for a 100-mile race and qualify and then start the lottery process. Unfortunately, it couldn't be the very first race I signed up for, but it was definitely the one that was always the goal.
My name is Chantel Robitaille. I am an endurance coach. We've been working together now for 2 years, so this is our second season working together. If you look at his body type, he's built to climb things. He's built to climb mountains. And I think of all the different athletes that I work with, he's the one athlete that I can say, here's the plan, and he will follow it to the letter.
Gabe is super dedicated to his training, and that is from a day-to-day perspective. That's week to week, month to month. When he's training for something, he's on it. I'm just like, did he just do that again? Gabe trains really hard.
When I did get in this year, I was sort of shocked and amazed and thrilled, and kids and I danced around in excitement. We're like, we're going to Silverton, and I was just totally stoked and ready to finally make it happen again. Yeah, it's multifaceted how special it is. I mean, I think the obvious is the terrain and the landscape and course, and that really is incredibly special because I think the San Juan Mountains of Southwest Colorado they're sensational. They're as good and as exciting as any place in the world you could explore.
Gabe is uniquely suited for hard rock because he's so dang tough. So persistent and so strong, and that sets him up really well for this course.
In the early part of the build, we were really focusing on strength because trying to get up and down these mountains, you need your body to be resilient. So we had a really big strength focus early on, and we carried the strength even as we were building up the volume. We kept the strength in.
I was Strava stalking Gabe as he led up to Hard Rock, and knowing that I was going to have the opportunity to pace him for some miles, I was terrified because I thought he looked really, really fit. He'd been putting in tons of really great quality work.
Had done this race in 2017, so he knew the course very well. You know, his goal was to come in under 25 hours.
And that made me nervous that I might be a pacer that gets dropped.
I'm excited for today. Somewhere between 30 and 35 miles, is that what we said?
He also had the opportunity to come and do some recon work beforehand and kind of think about it ahead and really visualize how he's going to handle each segment of the course because there are so many different challenges.
All of May and June was completely hard rock focused, with for sure the highlight of that being in late June coming down to the San Juans and doing a soft rock, running almost the whole course. But that was such a great way to really connect with the terrain and see the course at a little bit more of a relaxed pace rather than full-on race pace. And that was a really good experience. Folded up my poles and used them as like ice axes. I think this means we're up high. You couldn't ask for a much smoother build up to hard rock. My coach Chantel Robitaille was amazing at putting together training that was big in terms of volume and elevation gain and mileage, but it wasn't just a bunch of running for the sake of running. There was lots of structure to it with regular speed work to help keep me sharp and healthy. So it's nice to come into a race with that kind of confidence.
So he spent, a lot of time and in meticulous detail had a plan of how he felt he was going to be able to move through certain sections, what he was going to need through certain sections in terms of fueling and hydration.
That's going to be a big spot.
That's a big spot. I think that's a critical spot. Easily 17 ounces of fluid. I bet I can only do more than that.
I think that will be a lot less chaotic for
Yeah.
you and helps you kind of stay
I think that'd be
centered,
good. Yep.
stay centered.
I feel like hydration is going to be one of the tipping points, kind of up between a good race and not a good race. Like as I'm even walking out or jogging out, then I can start.
I think it's really beautiful for someone like Gabe who has a family to be able to include his family in that process. When we commit to doing an event like Hard Rock, it takes a sacrifice from everyone around that runner, from his partner Jenny to the kids. Like they're giving up time with him and maybe quality of what their interactions, because he's training hard and that takes time and it takes energy.
And something that I think that Gabe is always great at is balancing his life with other things besides running. You know, he's also a dad and a husband, and they are his why. And of course, he loves all of these other things, but the most important thing is the tie and connection that they have as a family.
Hey, Pops, good morning. Good morning. How are you? Okay. I mean, it's like the ultimate show of love and care, right? So I'm doing this sort of ridiculous thing, running 100 miles in the San Juan Mountains, but they understand it's important. And so they're there to support, and I think that just means the world. I thought it was going to be a really good day. I thought my goals for the day were all very realistic. I had the fitness for them. I had the experience for them.
Gabe had done this race in 2017, so he knew the course very well.
Gabe, welcome back, and
Thank you.
have a wonderful run.
Man, so good to be here. Thanks for everything you do.
I hope you do so well.
Thank
man.
you. That'd be nice.
Your training
Good
has
for all
been off the charts. It looks beautiful.
Thank you. It's been really fun.
Yeah,
There's a part of me that's a little bit disappointed when they're like, it was kind of like the training was like over. I was like, oh, I don't have an excuse to go do all this stuff anymore. Good morning. How are you? Is that good?
That looks good.
Yep. You got it. Thank you.
So having observed Gabe over the last 10 years, and especially looking at Hardrock 2017 till now, he brought a new level of himself to this event. You know, you put 8 years of additional training and additional experience at other races, and you come to the starting line ready to take things to a whole new level. And I think Gabe was perfectly poised for that.
Breathe and believe. Breathe and believe. Racing can be emotionally tough because it's really putting a bet on yourself. Like there's no point in going to a starting line and expecting the worst. And so I try to go up to the starting line and expecting and hoping for the best. But I think you have to step up to it confident and going for it. Otherwise, I don't really see the point of actually racing per se. I started very reasonably. I felt relaxed, easy. I was having a wonderful time. Yeah, everything felt really good getting into Cunningham, and I was glad to be slightly ahead of time, and so that even then I was like, okay, I don't have to push so hard. I can dial back just a little bit.
Everyone was flying. Everyone was pretty much the front runners were all under course record pace, but he came in looking really good and really strong.
Yeah. Gabe, right here.
We were at Cunningham early. He had pretty stout goal splits, and he came in ahead of those, which often means that things are going really well.
I got an extra bottle back there. Okay. Thanks, team.
You got some snacks here?
Did I get gels in there?
Hey, good work. Stay smart.
Yeah.
See ya. Sensational out here. After Cunningham is maybe one of my favorite parts of the whole course. Being on Green Mountain. Oh, it's just beautiful, lovely up there. I felt pretty good and relaxed. It just kind of kept cruising along. Yeah, Sherman is where, I actually on the way to the Sherman aid station is where I ran out of water for the first time. It really started heating up from Pole Creek to Sherman, and I was a little bit shocked at how quickly my water was gone. And as I descended to Sherman, it just got hotter and hotter, and I had nothing to drink. And so I was a bit frustrated with myself for getting that situation, even though I had like taken extra water from Pole Creek and had kind of planned ahead for this, and I still ran out. So kind of shows a little bit how challenging the day was.
It's a really deceivingly fast part of the course, from Maggie all the way through Pole Creek, down to Sherman, and up to Burrow Park. It's flat in the scope of Hardrock, but it's very high for most of that.
Really hot, lots of solar intensity going up Handies. It's a really special part of the course. I do love it. It's the sort of experience where, even though I've climbed a lot of mountains and done things like that, but seeing Handies Peak from the trailhead and looking up, and the thought of like, I'm gonna go up there, like with my own 2 feet. It looks almost impossibly far and impossibly high up, and it's the kind of thing where you're like, yep, here we go, 1 foot in front of the other, and you just have to keep going and make it happen. But I think it's always a bit of a mental challenge for everyone, just seeing that view and just how ridiculously out of reach it is. But it's actually not if you just keep plugging away at it.
Descending from Handies and then coming down from American Grouse Saddle to County Road 2 here in San Juan County before Animas Forks. They've gone through, the top runners have gone through the hottest part of the day. They've gone to the highest point of the course. They've gone through one of the biggest climbs up to Handies Peak.
I was starting to feel pretty dehydrated there because I ran out of water going over Handies again, so it was twice that I didn't have as much as I needed, and I was getting a little bit frustrated with myself, and had to remember to stay patient with myself, stay patient with the course. I was pulling water from streams that looked clean, trying to prevent that dehydration hole from getting too deep, but I was getting a little bit concerned that things weren't playing out quite how I wanted, and I felt okay. But I know how these things sort of kind of come to bite you later.
It is a really nice descent in terms of a hard rock descent, coming off Grouse all the way down toward Animas Forks. But you're also ready for your first real break of the day.
The next time we saw Gabe was at Animas. He came in a little hot. It was heat of the day. That's getting pretty far into the race, and there was definitely a little bit of work to be done to kind of tune him up a little bit.
Animas Forks, wowza, it was hot up there. It was also for the crew, very interesting drive up there with everybody. But there was a lot of really wonderful energy up there. It's such a beautiful location. And being able to see all the runners come in and then watch them go out, climbing back up towards Cinnamon Pass is pretty impressive. But it was hot, so we took a little bit of extra time at Animas Forks. We brought up ice. We wanted to get him cooled down and send him off with ice in every place we could put it. You know, ice in the pack, ice around his neck, ice in the hat, all of that to help him cool down because he came in pretty hot and a little bit dehydrated. He got a little bit behind on fluids. It was just so hard to carry enough from one aid station to the next.
When's last time you did the smile? Oh, I've been fine. Okay, good.
Yeah. Not that anybody wants to be spending 15 minutes in the checkpoint, but even if it's just a couple minutes with the people you love, feeling care and joy and support, it's really meaningful.
Oh yeah, we're resetting here.
Yeah.
Good.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Needed a hot minute.
You're probably past peak heat of the day.
I guess this is the second time of the day I saw my crew, but in some ways it feels like the first just because Cunningham comes so quick. So seeing my crew at Animas was a huge relief. It was great to get all fueled up, get some good energy and mojo for my family and my coach and friends. That was worth a lot to me. And I was really looking forward to the next section of climb and engineer and descending down to Ouray.
Gabe, see you, Ouray.
Thank you so much, guys.
You're amazing. Hold on. I got it. Yeah. You're up. Thank you so much.
But he seemed to perk right up with a little bit of bubbly water and love at the aid station, and we sent him out of there to get after those next sections.
Nice job, Gabe. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I had a gel in there too. Oh, the ice was clutch. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah. The breeze up high feels better. Thank you. All right. Sure, else you're the best. Thank you. Woo.
The only upside to having all those ups and downs, unlike some courses, they're often very sustained at Hardrock. You can sometimes get in a rhythm. Like you might be walking uphill for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, and the same for a descent. Once you get off Engineer Pass and descending to Ouray, that's a vertical mile. And a lot of it on decent trail, especially during the day. And if you're feeling good, maybe you can get in a rhythm and just that section can go by. Other times you're not in a rhythm and it lasts forever.
I was so excited to run Ouray. I've been really looking forward to that, to pick up a pacer and see my crew again. Yeah, I have such vivid memories of meeting my youngest daughter, Cora, in the street in 2017 in Ouray. And when I was running down the street and I could see my two daughters with my parents way off in the distance, yeah, I could barely keep it together. I was so grateful and emotional and kind of picturing that moment happening again for 8 years. And yeah, that might have been about the highlight of the whole race, having that experience.
Guys, hey Ruby. I'm hanging on.
Great.
Thank you.
We still needed to keep icing. You know, it was cool for us. We were feeling cool, but he was still feeling just so overheated, and he was his energy was pretty low at that point. You know, he was having trouble eating a little bit, and he was just hot.
Do you need to get cold, or are you plenty okay temperature-wise?
I need to get cold.
Okay, ice bath?
Let's do the head again, yeah.
Moving well, so.
I'm barely hanging on.
Hey, cool.
You're more than that. You're more than that.
You look great.
Yeah.
You're looking good.
Okay.
Oh,
well.
nice little reset. set.
Unusual for me.
Here you go, Bobby.
We had an awesome crew session, got him dialed in, spent a little extra time, get his stomach turned around. He was having a little bit of a hard time, and that's far into the race and kind of a cruxy time. So we teed up to get him going.
Oh, is there anything you want me to help with?
Not quite yet, but maybe.
Okay.
My stomach isn't feeling great.
Okay.
You need a garbage can close to that kind of great, or are we just hanging
No, like I have a hole in my stomach, not that great.
Oh, yep.
Yeah. I feel so dehydrated.
Yeah.
I feel like things aren't moving through me.
And that's where he picked up his first pacer, Luke Nelson. So we're really glad to have him go out with Luke because, you know, not only does Luke know this course like the back of his hand, they're also great friends, and Luke is a great coach, and we knew that he was gonna be able to help, you know, turn his maybe low mental status up a few notches. So we were pleased about that.
All right, cool. We'll see you
Buddy,
Telluride.
we'll see you there.
Thanks, Drew. You're awesome.
Yeah, dude. Ready to do some work?
The best.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Bye.
Okay.
Out of here.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Have fun.
Let's do it, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. You guys are awesome.
Thank you.
This way, kid.
I'm gonna need to walk it out.
Yep, that's fine.
Wow, this shoot's so crazy.
When's the last time you smiled?
I smiled my head off when I saw my family.
Good.
Yeah, it was almost in tears there.
Hey, that's okay.
Yeah, it is okay. All right.
Yeah, we do a little reset walk.
Little reset walk, yeah.
When we left Ouray, it was pretty quickly evident that we had some work to do. Gabe is a professional. He knows the things that need to be done. It's sometimes the doing of the thing is the hard part. And as we worked our way up Camp Bird Road, we spent a lot of time identifying and addressing problems, trying to get his stomach back on, to get him cooled down, get his heart rate under control. And it took a couple hours of hard work to get him to start turning around, but then it started to happen again. It's pretty cool.
From Ouray to Telluride, for runners at the front of the pack, they have gone through the heat of the day. They're depleted. They have probably gone to the best area to refuel and replenish at Ouray because it is the lowest point on the course.
All that kind of dehydration and overheating caught up to me, and I had a very tough time on Camp Bird Road, which is disappointing because I had visualized running Camp Bird Road for a long time, but sometimes things don't work out how you plan.
And then a real steep slog on mix of talus, snow, up to Kroger's Canteen. And you're excited to go over that because it's a famous spot on the Hard Rock course. It's this little notch at a pass, and there's a dedicated group of folks there who pamper you in the most unlikely spot. And that can be really recharging. But the descent down to Telluride kind of fries a lot of people. The first third, I'd say, of the descent, maybe half, is technical in sections. There's some moderate exposure. It's kind of choppy and you can't get into rhythm. And then there's for the Hard Rock course, a buffed out couple miles into Telluride. And people might get a little wind there and put in a little too much effort because you still got a long way to go from Telluride to the finish.
Yeah, after we came over Kroger's and descended to Telluride, it's like a switch flipped, and he rolled down that descent, super fast time.
And we were shocked at how, they were moving kind of slowly as we were watching them on the tracker. But then as they came into Telluride, all of a sudden they just picked up all this time. chasing. Yeah, he said they had a good, before I was able to hit the speaker button, he said they had a good little stomp. So.
Okay, good.
Yeah. And one ultra. And then these were just extra if you didn't want solid food and needed extra calories to take. Okay. Did you see there's 2 layers? So, yeah. The outer layer. And then that headlamp, is he gonna do a full swap?
Let's just.
Or, okay.
Good work. Go through here.
Okay.
Hey, don't be
Hey,
sorry.
what are you apologizing for?
Yeah, you just did some.
Sparkling
Yes.
water. I've moved on, Megan.
We're LaCroix now.
I am a little more bougie now. And I only drink LaCroix or La Pelliere or San Pellegrino. That's it.
And he came in, feeling pretty fired up and at Telluride, cracking jokes, making funny faces for the cameras that were in his face. And he was, doing a lot better by the time we saw him at that point, which was awesome.
Awesome, you guys.
Yeah.
What'd you feed him?
Soup.
Bunch of bullshit.
Just force feeding me caffeinated gels and
Hold that card
soup.
yet, I'm saving it.
Pretty much what it all came down to.
We came into Telluride doing a lot better. Things had turned around, looking really positive. We had a good aid station in Telluride, and then got out of there, got moving, and it got hard again, right? These ebbs and flows, these waves that happen, and we battled getting food in, keeping his energy rolling, and we just had to stay focused.
I think coming back to what I said in the beginning, like he's just mentally, he's so strong. And I think he felt so terrible and his stomach was really off. But I think he's willing to keep going, and he's willing to realize, like in a race like this, when it's so far and it's such a long time, that yes, you have bad moments, but if you can somehow manage to keep doing the right things, you have a pretty good chance of turning it around.
After Luke and I came over to Oscars, I'd been looking forward to getting to Chapman Gulch the whole race, because that's where I was picking up Jenny is a pacer for up and over Grand Swamp Pass at the end of the race. And that's something that her and I have been talking about and preparing and looking forward to for months. And so that really was like such an exciting moment.
Yeah, so we came over Oscars and descended down towards Chapman, and we had a really great moment just beforehand to kind of connect and lock in, and then I passed him off to Jenny.
It's been a long time since I have paced him, actually. I think the last time I paced him was at Hardrock in 2017. And his previous races in the last few years, he hasn't had a pacer, or maybe he's had one other pacer, but since we've had kids, it's been a little bit harder to do it all.
Then she jumped in and she ran the last 20 miles, and she knew exactly how to push Gabe hard.
That is the point in the race that I remember him talking about maybe the most from 2017. And I've never experienced Grant Swap Pass before, but I had this image in my mind of what it might look like and what it might be like. And I knew it was going to be steep and it was going to be challenging. But when we got there, it was actually a lot steeper and a little more challenging than I thought it was going to be.
Grand Swamp Pass is so special because it's just beautiful, rugged. It just doesn't look like a place where people would normally run.
Grand Swamp Pass is a really special place on the Hard Rock course. Coming up from Chapman in this year's direction, it might only be the last 10 or 20%, but that 10 or 20% takes a heck of a long time because it gets really steep, it gets really rocky, and very, very bad footing.
At that point, I don't want to say he was completely at a low spot, but definitely in a situation where he was later in the evening or in the morning than he wanted to be.
But you're also totally gassed. You're at 13,000 feet, and it's never going to be easy.
You know, he was definitely feeling pretty tired, pretty low on energy, but knew he just was going to get it done. So I knew it was my job. We had 18 miles to go with 5,000 or so feet of climbing, and I knew it was my job to ensure that he was going to get to the finish.
At that point, he knew he wasn't going to reach his goal. You know, his goal was to come in under 25 hours. He knew that wasn't going to happen, but he also wasn't going to give up on himself and all the work that he put in and all the time that he sacrificed taken away from other things.
Right here. Yes! You got it. Woo! All right. Beautiful. Yes. Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Yep, let's get those poles put away. We don't need any.
Wanted to be further ahead of schedule, but coming up in the sunlight or sunrise was wonderful, and just the way she encouraged me the whole way up, she coached me the whole way up, and sort of felt like I was just being pulled to the crest of the pass. Yeah, I was just overwhelmed with joy and gratitude when we made it to the top.
Epic.
It is epic. It's absolutely epic. I was like, screw times and placements.
Yeah.
Take your time, it's fine.
It felt like you're gonna make it. Like we've put a lot into this race, and not just this race, but all of our races, and not just his races, but my races as well, and our different adventures and you know, the adventures we do with our family as well. And it's like, these are hard things, but we did it, and we got here. We're not done yet. Just like life, like you're gonna have hard things, you're gonna accomplish great things. Let's keep going. And so we took it all in. It was sunrise, it was beautiful. And yeah, that moment was very special.
Gosh, Jenny was like relentless in pulling me along and just kept pushing the pace and kept having me eat and kept making it such a positive experience. It was amazing.
You're great. Keep breathing. Yeah, good work.
Maybe one of the most profound moments of the whole race for me is we were coming down the Putnam Ridge, which is a kind of a long, very like technical, rocky descent. And in my mind, I was just like so ready to be done. I just kind of wanted to be over. And she kind of said out of nowhere, remember, take this in and appreciate, enjoy every moment, because you don't know when you're gonna get this opportunity again. And I was like, wow, why am I wishing for Hard Rock to be over? What's wrong with me? Why would I possibly do that? And that was a complete mental shift for me. Then for about the last 5 miles of the race, I started thinking about not like, oh, I just need to get to the finish line and be done, but I started to view it as, oh, I'm almost disappointed this is done.
Yeah, I think something to think about is this race, it's part of it is in the name, right? The Hard Rock Endurance Run. And so they like to focus on the fact that it's a run, it's not a race, it's a journey. So of course you're doing a journey all around the mountains, but it's a journey within yourself. If you think about, as we just talked about now, all the highs and lows that he covered on the course, but also the highs and lows that he had to face physically, mentally, and emotionally. So being able to get back around to that rock, right back to where he started, it's such an achievement regardless of what the time on the clock reads.
I mean, he set this goal, and at first it looked like, for the first half of the day, it looked like he was going to get this goal if things kept going right. That's not always how it happens in these long races. The day is long. And when we started to see that things were slowing down, he wasn't feeling very good, the heat was getting to him a bit, it was hard to keep energized, that, okay, maybe this time goal is not actually going to happen, but a time goal is just a goal that's written on paper and not always going to actually happen.
There's the last mile where the runners can have as many friends or family members run in with them. And as soon as we turned that, you could just see his face change. He was going downhill. I was wondering if he was going to drop us going down the hill. And then when we turned the corner, the final stretch, and he could see the girls, you could just see everything just lighten up. And he was cheering and excited. And then we caught up to the girls and the family. And it was really a special experience for me to certainly be part of that, but also just to watch Gabe and Jenny and his parents and the girls all run in together when he went up to finally kiss the rock at the end of the journey was amazing.
Ultimately, just being in Hard Rock is a privilege, and it's like an honor to be on the starting line. And so, of course, I have a time goal, but really, ultimately, it was about needing to have a good experience and a good race. And a good race is about making the most of whatever race day presents itself with. And so that's what I did.
Yeah, that's it.
I see grit as what the person is when it's not going perfectly. And the dude is tough, he's focused, he's calm, and I got to watch a family celebrate a success together.
All right. Thank you so much. You're sensational. Thank you. Thank you.
Couldn't be prouder. Couldn't be prouder.
Thanks for running in. That was fun. That was way fun. Oh god. What a day in Livermore.
Congratulations.
Thanks for all the encouragement out there.
Oh, my pleasure.
Needed that. Dude, Jenny ran like a freak.
I kind of
like a
I'm tired myself.
It was the best finish line experience I've ever had. And again, it was just about not only just doing something ridiculous like running hard rock, but having all the support and the care is what made it just the best experience.
That is just the craziest race. Nice. It is just the craziest race.
I think every time we set ourselves up to do an event like hard rock, and in this case, Gabe having a goal of trying to do a 25-hour time, we have this optimism. And it's so rare that all of those things come together and those goals are met. But it's way more special when things go sideways and you still figure it out. And so watching Gabe when he got to the rock, we all tear up because we know how much grit and how much determination it took to pull off that amazing feat.
You made top 10.
You got to.
Did I?
Yeah, you got top 10.
Oh, I was wondering if I did or not. I had no idea what place I was
That's
in.
funny because you never asked, and I was like, you know what, I'm not.
I was almost gonna ask you, and I thought, I'm just gonna find out.
Yeah. Who won? Yeah.
I don't even know who won.
Ludo, I think.
Ludo. God, what a legend.
Everybody knows it's special to be in that race, and absolutely, yeah. As soon as I got a nap, got some food in me, that was the only place I knew I wanted to hang out for as much as possible. But to see other people have that experience and share their joy, give them cheers, and pass it all on.
He is just a ray of sunshine. That is what, I think more of the world needs in terms of people who are role models, right? Someone who can, not only an athlete that can do and achieve hard things, but also just be a good example of being a good human being and, caring about the right things, not just the finish line. There's a lot more to it for Gabe than that.
You can go out any day you want and go run on trails. You can go run the San Juan Mountains. You could do it all by yourself, and you could see all the same beautiful sights and hear the sounds and listen to the river and the birds. You could have a wonderful experience. And that's totally worthwhile in its own right. I've done plenty of things like that. But to be able to share a place in these trails with your family, your friends, with a whole community, people you just met yesterday, people you met in the starting line, or people you met at mile 30, and you become good friends in the course of 2 miles of running together. It's just worth profoundly so much more to have that shared human experience. And you can get that at lots of races, of course, but I think hard rock is especially well set up and to help create those experiences just because there is such a lovely community foundation.
I put a lot into this one, though. Put a lot into this one. I know it was hard. It was really hard.